Well, it's Friday. You know what time it is. That's right. Fast Friday. Gonna cover something in 5 minutes or less. And today we'll see if I can actually do it. What's up, everybody? Thomas Brandon here. Thank you very much, as always, for joining me. And like I said, we got another Fast Friday coming to you today, and we are going to be covering something that actually I've been kind of working on. I shouldn't say working on, but something that I've been planning on doing for a while. It was actually one of the video ideas that I had when I first started doing these Fast Friday videos just a few weeks ago, covering kind of smaller, bite-sized topics and shorter time frame, and that is pit stop adjustments. Now, this is going to be obviously more specific to NASCAR racing, where we do pit stops consistently and have adjustments. And I've got a pit stop adjustment guide that you can now get for free. I'll cover where you can get that here in just a few minutes, and we'll use that to kind of go over it. But when it comes to pit stop adjustments, there's really only a couple of things that you can actually adjust on the car. And today we're going to be covering that in our Fast Friday. So let's head over and take a look at the guide. All right, so first things first, let's put 5 minutes on the clock. See if we can beat it today. You think we can? I think we can. All right, we're going to beat it today. Okay, so first up, we've got the NASCAR pit stop adjustment guide here. Now, this is something that I put together. You can get this for free on the free membership site. Okay, so if you're already a member, just go to schoolofsimulation.net, click on the members, log in to the free membership site, and this will be there under the guides section. If you're not, just go to schoolofsimracing.net, click the button that says join community, and you'll get access to the free membership site, and then you can download this. Now, when it comes to the adjustments that you can make during a pit stop, there's only a couple. So the first one is cross weight. Now, the cross weight is going to be adjusted by the left rear or right rear spring perch offset. Okay, now where people get confused on the spring perch offsets is the way that the adjustment works. So if you decrease the spring perch offset, you go to a lower number, that actually will increase the ride height on that corner. So for example, if you lower the left rear spring perch offset, right, you decrease the number, you are actually raising the left rear ride height, which is increasing the cross weight. Okay, now if you increase the left rear spring perch offset, you are decreasing the cross weight and lowering the left rear ride height. Okay, so this is where people get confused on the if we go here and we look at the Xfinity car, right, you can see that these are already negative. If I go from negative 5563 to negative 5594, right, which that is a lower number, but we've raised the ride height. See how we did that? If I go to a higher number, 5531, we've lowered the ride height. This is the same for the trucks and the next gen, the cup car. Okay, so this is where a lot of people get confused, is these negative numbers, all right, or the opposite in terms of the adjustment. Okay, now the right rear spring perch offset, it's the same thing. So if you decrease the right rear spring perch offset, you are decreasing the cross weight, but you by raising the right rear. All right, so this is where it gets confusing. Okay, so the right rear, you decrease the offset, that raises the right rear and decreases the cross weight. If you increase the offset, you are increasing the cross weight and decreasing the ride height. Now, I know that is all sounds very confusing, which is why I've got this written down for you so you can have this with you. All right, once you do it a few times, you'll get used to it. Now, I do have a note here that says if the aero profile, right, so if the rake that you have on the car, remember we just covered rake angle in the previous video. If you have not watched that, I would recommend you watch it, because rake angle makes a big difference on the trucks, Xfinity, and the next gen. I'll have a card somewhere here on the screen right now, or in a link down in the description below. But if you are good with the aero profile that you have and you want to make an adjustment, what you need to do is you need to make an offsetting adjustment. So for example, what you would do is you would decrease the left rear by 1 click and increase the right rear by 1 click. So that'll make the weight adjustment but keep the rear ride height the same. Okay, so you're not actually changing the profile of the car. Now, one thing you need to know is that on the next gen Cup car, 1 click, okay, on either offset, either spring perch, will give you a plus or minus of 0.1 to 0.2% crossweight adjustment. On the Xfinity and the truck, 1 click is equal to about 0.2 to 0.3% crossweight adjustment. So it's a little bit more significant on the truck or the Xfinity, okay? Keep in mind, the current ride height, the springs, the current crossweight, all that stuff's going to play a factor in terms of how much it's going to adjust it. But just understand that those are the average numbers, all right? So that's your adjustments in terms of crossweight, and that's using the spring perch offset, okay? On the tires, this is the only other adjustments that you can really make, okay? Yes, you can add tape to the truck in the Xfinity, but if the track's getting cooler, you can add some tape, but you don't want to be decreasing your tape, right? You don't want to use that for handling, all right? Once you've got the tape on there, you've pretty much run in the most tape that you can, and you want to pretty much call it good. That's something you should be doing when you build the setup, okay? But the tire pressures, the way that you want to think about tire pressures is you want to look at these as like miniature spring adjustments, right? A tire is basically, it's essentially, it's like a miniature spring, right? The sidewall is like a miniature spring. So you want to be thinking about these as like little spring rate adjustments, okay? So the left front tire, if you increase it, you're going to loosen the entry and the center. If you decrease it, you're going to tighten the entry and the center. Right front, if you increase the tire, you tighten the entry and the center. If you decrease it, you loosen the entry and the center. Left rear, increase it, you tighten the center and the exit. If you decrease it, you loosen the center and the exit. And then on the right rear, if you increase it, you will loosen the center and the exit. If you decrease it, you will tighten the center and exit. All right. One thing to note with tire pressures is literally a 1 pound adjustment, 1 psi in a tire is it will have an effect, okay? That is a legitimate adjustment. Like, you can feel that difference, especially over the course of a long run. So if you're going in and all of a sudden you're like, dude, I need to add 5 pounds to my right rear tire, like, your setup is junk, okay? Like, you're not fixing it with air, all right? Because that's a huge air pressure adjustment. I think the most I've ever adjusted in one race was like 1.5 pounds in one tire, okay? So you don't want to be doing an insane amount of tire pressure adjustments, right? Like 1 pound a time, that's it. Now you can do more than one tire. A lot of times what I'll do is if I'm wanting to kind of affect the balance of the car, I'll do something like where I'll increase the right rear 0.5 pound and decrease the left rear 0.5 pound, right? Like if I'm trying to loosen up the center and the exit, instead of just adding 1 pound to the right rear, I'll go like half and half, right? I'll do something like that. You could just add 1 pound to the right rear if you want to. It's up to you, okay? But that's just, you don't have to just do one. You can split it up and do things like that. But this guide will help you do those adjustments, so that way you can have this, you can learn this, and it's something that you can, whether you print it out and have it next to you or just have it up on another screen when you're racing and you pull into the pits. All right, you guys, so that's going to do it all for today's Fast Friday video on the NASCAR pit stop adjustments. I hope this helps you, and like I said, I hope this little pit stop adjustment guide helps you. And like I said in the video, download it, print it out, have it on a screen next to you, whatever. I mean, I still keep mine on my desktop, and before I go into a race, I will actually kind of just read over this just as kind of a refresher, because sometimes even I forget. I work on so many cars, I'll forget the adjustment. So I'll kind of go over as a refresher, so I know, like, hey, this is what I want to do if I need to make an adjustment during the race. So have it with you until you got this stuff down cold, and then you won't need it no more. But that'll do it. Like I said, now really quick before we go, do me a favor. If you like this, please hit the like button, share, subscribe. all that good stuff. If you want to get the guide, head over to schoolofsimracing.net, click on the join community button, and then you can download it from the free membership site. Also, if you want to join me for my live streams, I do live stream during the week. Right now it's kind of hit and miss. I live streamed last night. We did the Road to Pro NASCAR truck race. It was actually a really good race. We ran 100 laps without a single caution, and I finished second. So it was an awesome race. It was a really good time. And tonight, in fact, I'll be running the NIS race, and I'll be live streaming that as well. So if you want to check those out and join me for those, we have a great group of people that come out. There's like 30, 40, I think we got up to like 50 people, last night. So we have a great group that comes out. It's a lot of fun. So make sure that you subscribed and you've got that notification bell clicked so you get notified when I go live. And finally, if you want to check out any of the other stuff that we have to offer at SSR, our free asphalt masterclass, the Motec workbooks, which are now going up online and going to be available, the trainings, the insider program, all that stuff, ton of stuff. If you want to check out any of that, including access to the SSR Discord, which is, in my opinion, the best sim racing community out there. We got links for all that stuff down in the description below, or you can just head over to schoolofsimracing.net and click that button that says join community, and you get access to it all for free, right? The community, the Discord, the Facebook group, all that stuff. Okay, so if you're interested in any of that stuff, all the links are down below. You can check that out. But that's going to do it. Thank you very much, as always, for joining me. And until next time, I want to wish you good luck, good racing. Take care.